Hello everybody, and what is going on? So today I thought it'd be a good idea just to show you how I edit my Instagram pictures. For those of you who don't follow me on Instagram, you can follow me on Sickmate. It's SICCKM8. I'll put a little thing like in between my fingers here to make it look like, oh yeah, he knows how to edit stuff. And I'll put a little screenshot of my feed here. Yeah, that's a nice looking feed. And one of the very few questions I get asked about my Instagram is, what kind of camera do you use? Now, with most of my pictures, it's normally just taken on an iPhone, just like, yeah, an iPhone. Or if I'm feeling a little bit more serious with the shoot, I will use a Canon 550D with like a 35mm Sigma lens. And altogether that's a very expensive piece of kit, so I only like bring it out when I know I'm gonna do something good with it. So without further ado, let's get into it. Like I said before, I take half of my pictures with my iPhone 6S. Well, I've only just got this phone, so quite recently I've been taking it with my 6S. Everything else on my page is pretty much from a 5S, so, you know. Anyway, let's pick a picture that I took earlier today. Let's just get rid of these. Okay, cool. Right, so we're gonna be editing this picture today. I took it at work. I thought, you know, it's a pretty cool picture. I've got the Supreme in there, I've got the Vans in there, I've got the gold watch in there. The stunt. So we're gonna stunt even more by putting some filters on it and editing it up to make it look super cool. Now, I use VSco to do all of my editing. I don't do editing in any other suite. I used to do it on like this suite, on that suite, on like Afterlight, on Instagram itself, and like just a bunch of other stuff, but it's all in VSco. I highly recommend VSco. It's just got everything you need in it, and it's a lot easier. So this is just a little insight in what my VSco feed looks like. You know, pretty standard stuff. It kind of looks like my Instagram feed with just a few outtakes or insta bloopers, if you will. You don't worry about it. We are going to be editing this picture today. Now, as you can see, you've got your choice of filters. I don't use any of these filters, even though like A5 looks pretty cool, doesn't it? It does. But we're gonna skip all the way to HB1 and HB2. Those are my two favorite filters. I don't think you can get these filters anymore. They were like a limited edition preset. But basically, the HB1 and HB2 is like a little preset that Hypebeast did. I managed to get it like back when I had a 5S, so it's just been sitting there ever since, and I'll tell you what, yeah, it is my favorite preset of all time, 1 and 2. This one's for like darker pictures and whatnot, so you know, you can light them up a bit. Or HB2 if you've got that perfect lighting and you just want it to look super swag. Why did I say swag? Anyway, for this picture we're gonna pick HB2 because that looks pretty cool right there. Now after that you can mess around with the exposure. You know, I don't think this needs much tinkering, maybe a -1 to give the shadows a little bit more darkness to them. And with the contrast, I don't really want to mess around with the contrast too much. Maybe I'll give it a little -1. I don't use any other feature really apart from the exposure and the contrast, because this horizontal perspective thing makes it look like you're looking at your picture from like the right side of a cinema. I completely leave that out. Vertical perspective, same thing, don't really need to use that. You can crop your picture if you so wish to, because Instagram has this feature now where it doesn't have to be a box anymore. You can have it like a landscape or like a portrait looking thing, but we're gonna leave it. Gonna leave it in its native state. Clarity, I do not touch at all. I mean, look what happens when I put it to +12, bang. I don't even know what that is. I mean, it looks pretty cool, but it kind of makes my hand look like leather. Makes my hand look like a suitcase. So we completely leave that alone. Sharpness, sometimes I do use sharpness, maybe if the picture looks a little bit blurry, not blurry, just looks a little bit soft. So this just sharpens it up a little bit. I'll give you like a harsh example. You put it all the way to 12, it looks like that. It just makes the picture look like you took it with a potato and you're trying to like sort it out. But we didn't take it with a potato. This camera is actually pretty decent. So we're gonna leave it to 0. What else have we got? Saturation. If you wanna take your picture on holiday, then you can. +6. Your picture's on holiday. Highlight save, I don't really use this at all, but it does look pretty cool actually. I might save that for later. Shadow save, I don't really use this either. I don't really mess around too much with this stuff. It just lightens up the darkness a little bit, sort of like fade. Temperature, if you want your picture to look like it's in a Western, then you can with temperature. But yeah, you know, the list goes on forever and ever. So I like to keep the process relatively simple, just slap on a filter, maybe play around with the exposure and the contrast a little bit, But you know, you could be there for days editing your Instagram picture, but if you just want to like have a consistent theme, just leave it as plain as possible, one filter, play around with the exposure a little bit, play around with the contrast a little bit, but not too extreme. And there you have it. That is our final picture. It didn't take long, it literally took about 5 seconds. So now we just press the tick, we're all done, and then we can press this little up arrow at the bottom. No, that's not the right one. Now we press the 3 dots on the bottom, save to camera roll, actual size, because you want, you know, like the full quality of it all. Exit. Look at it in your pictures, it just appeared out of nowhere like magic. Go into your Instagram, look at the picture, compare the old picture to the new picture. Old picture, new picture, old picture, new picture. And then we press the little expand button, next, next, don't need to use any of those filters. And then we write a caption. What is a good caption? See, you can also be here for ages as well, just trying to think of a good caption. I mean, I know it's Instagram, it's not that deep, but you gotta think of a good caption. If you can't think of a witty caption, then just put like a song lyric in there. I took this while I was at work, so we're just gonna put work, 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 like Rihanna. I had to count the amount of works there. 5 works. Work, 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 work. Yeah. And also what I like to do is to put a couple of hashtags in there just to get, you know, some more likes. I know you're like, oh, why are you doing that for? Like, haven't you got enough followers? Like, it's not that deep. It's Instagram. Yeah, I'll put some hashtags in to get some more likes, but again, it's not that deep. So I'll put VSco because I edited it in VSco. VSco cam, outfit of the day, HS daily feature, you know, just to show like high snob that like I exist. Hypebeast weekends, even though it's not the weekend. Type in Hypebeast because we use the Hypebeast filter, it's allowed. Kill every gram, not kill every grand, don't do that. Shoot to kill, not in the literal sense. And you can tag the brands that you're featuring in your picture if you so wish to, just to like give the picture a little 3-dimensional sort of feel to it. But we're just gonna leave that for now. Post it onto Facebook if you want to stunt to your family, like, oh yeah, I'm busting Supreme water bottles, and what did you do today? That's another tag. What did you wear today? Put it on Twitter, put it on Tumblr, put it on Flickr or Swarm. I have no idea what Swarm is. Done, share, and it failed because I'm on airplane mode. So I'll fix that up later. And that's that. That is my very short Instagram editing process. Hopefully I've taught you something new, or by showing you my process, you can add it to your own process, or, you know, tweak your own process or whatever. If this helped in any way, then I'm glad. And that's it. If you like this video, then you can give it a nice little like. If you want to see more of what I do, because I do a lot of fashion-based and lifestyle-based stuff, then you can. You can subscribe to me using a subscribe button that may be anywhere located on the screens. And that is it. Bye! So we've just found ourselves a nice place to do these shots. It's just in this nice little industrial area bit. And I'm going to show you what James has brought to shoot today. Here we are. We got Sauconys, got the J's, and we got these.